Balls would like to thank the following.
Show, and we got all kinds of stories. Thank you for all those of you who've been ringing us or emailing us saying how much you enjoyed the shows on Geraldton, and we had a great time doing it. Obviously the people up there looked after us so well. The people at Freemasons Hotel, tourist people and all that was wonderful. But we're back here in the city, and we're ready to show you a whole bunch of more stories and stuff that's going on here. And I'm actually at the Midland TAFE down the back, and I'm about to chat with a fellow here named Hobart Brown, who's pretty famous for a lot of the artistic work he does, and I'll get to him in just a second. So let's get the balls and all rolling, and let's go to a story just before I have a chat with Hobart here. Let's go to a story that Melissa did a while back over at the art gallery.
Hi everyone, I'm Melissa, the Arts and Crafts girl from Balls and All. Today we're at the Perth Art Gallery and we're doing a show for the big day into. So hopefully we'll be able to talk to some of the artists and the people involved. So let's go in. Okay, I'm talking to Andrea now. Andrea, what's your role in the art gallery?
I'm the Community Program and Planning Officer. It's my job to create a youth audience for the gallery, so I'm really trying to get lots of 16 to 20-year-olds to visit the gallery and have a look at the artwork here.
Great. So what's the big day into about?
The big day into is what we call an audience event. So it's purely a lot of activities that young people have told me that they would like to see happen at the gallery, such as free food, drink, meeting artists, theatre workshops, film, DJ music, things like that. And the idea is that we put it all into one day and advertise it to young people and see how many of them can actually come and visit the gallery and see if they have a good time.
Cool. Okay, if anyone wants any questions, where do they contact you?
They can telephone the gallery on 9492 6600, or you can look at our website, which is www.artgallery.wa.gov.au.
Thanks, Andrea.
You're welcome.
Hi, I've got Jeff Overhoy here, and this is his sculpture. Jeff, do you normally do sculptures?
Yes, I do. I'm currently a second year basically sculpture major out at Curtin University, and so yeah, the last couple of years I've been involved in making sculptures and or primarily sculptures, but pretty well, you know, any medium that kind of works with the idea. This particular one ended up being a sculpture. Yeah.
What was your inspiration for this one here?
I was really interested in juxtaposing two things. One was the image of the track, which was which is fairly unambiguous in the fact that a track, it's fairly destructive, whichever way you read it, whether it's a tank track or a caterpillar track or whatever goes under it but comes out behind it is usually destroyed or certainly altered. And I was juxtaposing that with the material, and the material I've used is plaster, predominantly all made out of plasters, about 360 odd plaster moulds, and plaster's a derivative of gypsum, and gypsum's the only thing in our landscape we actually dig up to heal the landscape. So my idea behind it was an image that was involved in basically altering 99% of our landscape through clearing and so on, and the idea of using a material that ended up healing that same landscape.
Do you have an artist that inspires your work?
I've got, there's a lot of artists that inspire work, but I suppose more than any one particular artist, I'm more interested in whatever particular idea I'm working on at the time. You tend to seek out those people that are going down similar paths, yeah.
Do you have any tips for young artists?
Yeah, just work hard. You know, there is no such thing as individual creative genius. You know, it's about, you know, just getting on and doing it. And, you know, yeah, that's the only... It's hard work and, you know, requires a lot of time and sort of commitment and so on and so forth. But, yeah, I think it's just get on and do it. Yeah, sure.
If anyone wants to find out more about your art, is there a contact number that they can call or an email address?
Yeah, I have an email address, but, and my contact number, do you want to give that? Yeah, is 9575 2160. I work out of a studio in Gingin and also through Curtin University School of Fine Arts.
I've got Linda Kunti here, the artist of this print. Linda, what was your inspiration for your print work?
Well, I got the idea from basically the land. I'm a teacher at Narrogin Senior High School and I live in Wagen, so I travel 50 k's each day, and I'm often inspired by the birds that I see along my travels to and from work in the morning and afternoon. So I've been looking at the magpies for a long time, and I thought they'd make a really nice lino print, black and white lino print.
So how long would this take you?
The design, the carving, the printing, the test printing and the resolved framing, it probably took me about 3 weeks of solid, intense work. So the actual carving of the lino took about 3 solid days of about 12 hours a day.
So is there a do you normally do lino prints, or is there a specific medium you like to work with?
In the last couple of years, lino printing has been my major focus. I got into printmaking because you can do multiple editions of your design. This one's actually a unique state. So what I've got in the print, the top section is a screen print, which has been worked over by hand with pastels and crayons. The lino print, and if you look very closely in the design, there's actually collage in it, and I've also hand worked it and put down a bit of a trademark down here which identifies it as a unique image. So although you can reproduce it many times, I've looked at this work as a unique image. So it sort of crosses the boundaries a little bit between drawing, painting and printmaking. So yeah.
Do you have any tips for young artists that want to get into art?
Be patient, work hard and enjoy what you do.
All right. Is there anywhere that we can contact you if we want to find out more about your art?
Yeah, well, I'm the art teacher at Narrogin Senior High School, and so you can contact me there during the day, or I live in Wagen, and you can contact me at home. So my contact number at home is 98612603.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Melissa, and thanks to everyone at the art gallery. And don't forget, if you get a chance, Sunday, you're looking around for something to do, there's the art museum, there's the Maritime Museum down in Freo. There's a lot to do here in Perth, and something else to do is to have a look at some beautiful sculpture work. And I'm having a chat with Hobart Brown. Hi, Hobart. How are you?
How are you, Moose? How you doing?
Good, good.
I'm tickled to death to be here, that's for sure.
You can tell by the accent, he's one of those from the other place where some people were born, but we're all proud Aussies, aren't we?
I am, and I like to say I'm from Hess, Oklahoma, though. I like to say it every once in a while, but I come here for now 8 years, so I love the place.
Fantastic. Oh, it's the best place on earth. I've been here for going on to 32 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
32, great.
You are committed.
What else? What else?
It's wonderful, though. This is like U.S. used to be, and it's not crowded. It's wonderful, and they got exciting names like the Nullarbor and the Kimberleys, and I mean, how can you resist those kind of places?
A very romantic country, and until you travel overseas or anywhere else, you don't realize it. But of course, here on Bulls and All, we're really pushing people to see Australia first, especially Western Australia.
You bet. We got it's like Santa Barbara if you're anywhere near the U.S., only it's got all the benefits and none of the hassle. animals.
That's right.
So I really am. I'm so sold on. Anytime you want to comment, I'm here. Tell you how wonderful.
Actually, you're living in a beautiful part of Western Australia, down at Margaret River. How long have you been there?
I've been coming here for 8 years. I started in 1979, coming here and lecturing at Melbourne University, Scotch College, places like that. And so then I just took to where I really liked it, so I started coming every year. And so I just look for places to stay, and Lewin Estate's been really wonderful to me. They give me a place to plug in my house trailer, and then I get to live there and then work every day. I always want to be just an artist. That's what I am here, just an artist.
Many people say I'm an artist too, but that's to do with cows, and especially the male version. But now tell us a bit about your art here. You've got some sculptures here, and you also will tell us a little bit about another one you're doing, the Medusa. But let's have a chat about these.
Well, what I did when I first started this, I was kind of the first one that ever really did do welding sculptures. There are welded sculptures all over the world, but I just took it as a whole. That's the way I do it. So I use coat hangers and brass and steel and bronze. And I was an aircraft mechanic, so I learned to oxyacetylene weld. So I just started building machines and building sculptures. And what really works neat about this is because I can weld it, I can have big monsters flying, on the ceiling, and I can hang sculptures where bronze are limited. I can have a horse standing on 1 foot, where in bronze you're limited you have to put a tree next to it or something. That's a kind of an artsy point, but it's really wonderful that I can make things fly, like you can see here, like the window on that fellow there. You'll look at it later, but anyway, I can have the hand holding something up that, like one time I had a gambler, he's holding the cards and the table with his elbows, but you couldn't see anything else holding him. No stands, no legs to the chairs, nothing. So I've got a real advantage. I have lightweight sculptures that are durable, and they're guaranteed not to rust, bust, or collect dust. I love to say that.
Let's say it one more time.
Rust, bust, or collect dust. Now, I'm a little lying about that dust.
They'll all collect dust. Now, let's talk about your one over there further. Looks like he's looking through a window frame.
Hope. It's window of hope. It's kind of like, yes, son, the world's a better place. Let's open the window and see what it's really like. So all my sculptures tend to have a message in them, and one of them is I'm an altruist, and I love humanity, and I think there's hope around every corner. In fact, I think every problem we face are really our blessings. I think that what we get to do is we get to solve problems in this wonderful life and have fun solving them. And I mean, you know that when you go on vacation, all you get is a new set of problems.
We certainly did recently when we went to Geraldton. Our car broke down and we had to sleep on the side of the road.
Yeah,
but we learned.
Yeah.
But we learned from that, because something to tell our viewers is if you do travel north, you don't have all the facilities set up like you do south. And it was an experience I haven't done for a while going north, and it was something we could tell people. Look, when you do go north, make sure your car is in 100% condition, and make sure you got some backup support wherever you go, because there's not all the stations along the way. They don't have those spare parts lying there.
I know, and whatever you're driving, I'm sure they don't have a part in stock.
It doesn't matter what it is.
But you know what? People don't realize that. Every time you have a flat tire or something, it's just your ego's out of shape, but you get to appreciate the adventure, smell the roses, smell the coffee, whatever. Whenever you break down, it's a chance you to see the world from another point of view. It's a wonderful point of view.
Smell the old rubber tire.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about this one here, the car there.
That's one called Going Fishing, and he's got a boat, and it's human powered. Everything I do is human powered, and this is because I started a thing called a Kinetic sculpture race. But anyway, this is a kind of an imaginary dream machine that would be fun to drive down the road with your boat inside there, so you can just lower it down in the water and go fishing, or pedal down the street over cars, look over the tops of them. It's just a dream machine.
Fantastic. And the one here is kind of like an eagle or something?
Yeah, this is like the caduceus the doctors have with the snakes.
Okay.
Only ours is a Kineticus. It's got roses and other things. So we're menopausal hippies.
Okay. And of course here the beautiful tiara.
This is the goddess crown, the goddess who will be elected. See, the race is a way of defining and discovering geniuses, and so we don't limit it just to the racers who can build machines or sculptures, but we also have people that might dance or put on a performance or something. And if they win, then they get to keep this beautiful crown made by me.
Fantastic. Now, you've got these. Now, you also are doing one, you said, about the Medusa?
Yeah, I've got a big commission. It's Reese for Hire has commissioned me to do a Medusa for the head of their swimming pool. It's going to be beautiful. A lady with the snakes in her hair. And so I'm going to do a portrait of his wife, and it's going to be, I'm really proud to do it. It's going to be a fairly large sculpture, and I hope I get it on in the newspaper or something so people can see it, because it's a lot of fun doing, I'm a classic artist, and so I like to do things that are heraldic or classic or along the lines of the old world art. I go out of Europe, that point of view.
A lot of artists I know are going out of the Asian point of view, but I go more or less out of the European point of view.
And you also have a lot to do with the Lewin estate, you mentioned?
Oh, they're wonderful people. I can rave about them for everybody. They asked me if I wanted to be an artist in resident there, and I said, you bet. And so, and you've seen the place. It's gorgeous.
Let's see, live in heaven, or, yeah, how wonderful is that?
I think I went to heaven because I was an artist, and I'm fairly well known in America. I've been on most media and everything, and so I lost my privacy. But when I come over here, I'm just an artist.
That's good.
And I work every day just as an artist. And when they tell you you got to be in the mood to work, that's wrong. The truth is you're in the mood to work, I hope, all the time.
Fantastic.
The zone, I call it.
The zone. That's like a gridiron saying that one.
Yeah.
Now, the one here with the boat and all that, that's actually something that we're here to talk to you about. First of all, I'll get a phone number from you if someone would like to talk about some of your art or would like to get some made or even to look at what you've got available. What would be a phone number they can contact you on?
Jeff Russell is the guy you want to contact, and his number is 447-4830.
Okay.
Is the number that we need to know, right? We don't need all those other numbers.
Right, now that's the guy to do with the...
He's to do with the Kinetic sculpture.
Yeah, but I mean, what if someone wants to look at your stuff? How can they contact
Come to
you?
Lewin and visit with me. I'm sitting on the veranda. Come and I'll brag about Lewin and I'll show you my work, and I love to visit. That's my job. I visit and do artwork.
Sounds like another trip for bulls and all.
Yeah, it is. It's easier than doing an interview on a Sistine Chapel ceiling.
That's right, lying on your back. Now, what we're going to talk to you about is the Rotary Club in February asking everyone to get involved. They're going to be raising money for the Princess Margaret Hospital, who are, as you know, we love them so much and try to help out as much as we can. But it's something to do like this. You're asking people to build sculptures that can also go on water, and it's got to be pedal power, and they got to go for 25 kilometers, is it?
That's right. And what it is, see, all your life you never get a chance to be on camera or be seen or anything. Well, this is it. We get the cameras, we bring you there, we'll say, hey, look at what they built. And so you go in your garage and you work on some weird machine, some idea you've been conjuring up for years, how you could get over water and sand and mud or whatever. And so you build it and you make it human powered. And we have a set of kind of silly rules. They're real rules that they have, like cheating is a privilege, not a right, stuff like that. So in other words, and then second to last, see, in every event, there's 97% of every event you're in are losers. So we say, well, what's wrong with the losers? They're the majority. So we give a first place like this Kinetic, as I was telling you. Anyway, we give a first place prize, but we also really respect the loser. We give them not a participation award, which I think is yucky. We give them actually a loser's award, and they can be proud of they lost in this event.
Fought all the way to the bottom.
All the way to the bottom. Yep, that's bad. We're still looking for a couple of sculptures.
Now, so that's happening in February, and now...
The 22nd, yeah.
22nd. Now, you'd like to know a bit more about it, give the Rotary Club a call, and they're going to give you all the details, asking you to get a group together and build something that you can go through sand, mud, water. I think you got about 1 kilometer of water to get through.
Yeah, it's a big water event, but the point is, it gets a chance to stretch. I mean, where else can you go on an adventure in your own backyard?
That's right.
On something you built.
That's right. That's the scary part, isn't it? Okay, now that's going to be in February. Give the Rotary Club a call, and the number and the person one more time is?
It's Jeff Russell at 447-4830.
Okay, that's 9447-4830. Jeff Russell. Give them a call and find out and raise some money for the people at Princess Margaret Hospital.
Yeah, actually, I got nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize for putting this event on.
Did you?
Yeah, well, it helps people, gives you purpose, and you got to have purpose. Come on.
That's right.
If you haven't got purpose, you haven't got much.
You might as well not do it.
Yeah, right. You'll have to go out and buy some Monopoly game or something. But anyway, we got a real life game going on here, and we want you involved.
Well, there you go. That's an offer from Hobart Brown. Thank you, sir, for being on the show.
Thank you, Moose. Thank you.
And we're hopefully one day we'll pop down to Lewin Estate and have a glass. Have a look at some of your
I
stuff.
look forward to seeing you and drinking coffee with you.
Yeah, that sounds like my favorite. All right, we'll be back with more after the break. Hi everybody, welcome back, and we're still here at the Midland TAFE, way down the back in Block N, and I'm having a chat with Michelle Elliott. Hi Michelle, how are you?
Good, thank you.
I got it right, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Good. You only have to tell me 5 or 6 times and I'll get it right. Now, we've seen all the students that were here only a second ago who've all ran outside and hid as soon as the camera came on.
Yes, shy.
Now tell us a bit about what's going on here in this class.
Well, this is the sculpture unit and their foundation students. So I've set up a thematic set of projects working from a B-grade movie called Food of the Gods. The storyline is a couple find some goop. They feed the goop to their farm animals. Their farm animals grow, and in this case they're rats, and then they attack everybody. So we're sort of using that as the beginning, but everybody is allowed to make their own kind of animals, and they've got to use specific materials for the different projects. So they've got a barn, so it's wood. They've got implements, it's metal. The beast is mixed media, and the goop was with clay. So they've all done different things, and with Vivian's piece here.
Hi Vivian, how you going? Let's go over there and have a look.
Vivian.
Hi Vivian, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Say hi to everyone over there.
Hi.
So this is Vivian's goop.
Yes.
With the clay, and this is her monster that she's just working on and just doing the underside at the moment, just building it up using materials and things like that. It's a duck, I think, that's gone crazy.
It's a goose, isn't it? A 6-headed goose?
Six-headed goose.
6-headed goose, and this is to represent the fact that it's eaten some of this. And
Yes.
okay.
And this is another student.
Okay, we've come from the 6-headed goose to the moose.
Moose, yes, some form of yeti. And this is, she's done this in plaster construction and then used wool just to cover and ram's horns and things
That's
like
just
that.
before I had my hair cut. I had a bad hair day, that one.
Yeah, so that's just plaster construction, and this is her goop. And then we've got other pieces around, and the thing is that when everybody's finished their 4 projects,
So each person does all 4 of those, like the wood and okay.
It's an 18-week unit, and then we're actually going to put all the work together and photograph it as in a film, so that the scale of the work has not been important, because that's what we really, because a lot of the B-grade movies, it's always the scale that makes everything really funny.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll put the works together with the barn and the implements and take some, still shots and develop up a theatre.
Fantastic. Let's wander over here and have a look at what's going on over here. Yeah, thanks Michelle. Now I'm having a chat here with Ashley. Now Ashley, what's this here you've got going?
This is an armature of an alien from, or the creature for the project.
Okay, now you've put all this together. Obviously you had to braze all that?
Yep, we welded it with a spot welder, and we put it all together, cover it in chicken wire, basically like that, and then we go over it with plaster and then paint it up.
Okay, so it'll be like really effective colours and all that kind of
Yes,
stuff?
like a silvery blue-black maybe.
Fantastic. And what else have you done? Like, because you got to do all 4. What other parts?
We've built a barn, shed.
Okay, yeah.
That's to store the animals in it, and we've done traps out of metal.
Okay, yeah.
And like detecting devices, things like that.
Are you working, like everyone here is working on their own doing all these? Are you guys working together on projects?
We give help to each other about what they can do and stuff, but basically we're doing our own projects.
Cool. So this will be something that will hang, maybe go on a shelf in the bedroom when it's done?
Oh, quite possibly, yes.
Yeah, cool. All right, Ashley, thanks a lot for that. All the best.
Thank you.
Now we're going to wander over here. Hi, how are you? Quickly running away from the camera. And what's your name?
Vera.
Vera?
Yeah.
And this is your stuff here, is it, Vera?
Yes, yeah.
Good. You're glad I caught you, aren't you? I've been called names and she's calling me all of them in her head right now. What's this one here, Vera?
Coco.
Coco. It used to be a poodle this morning, but bad hair day as well. So what was it originally, Coco, supposed to be originally before it got fed the monstrous goop?
Just a monster.
Okay.
Just a monster with wire and everything else thrown in on him, and just gradually build it up, and you got the finished product.
Groovy. And then at the end you get to light all the candles?
Oh, yeah, you go up in flames.
Looks like fun. Thanks for chatting with us. I'll let you go and you can swear at me some more. Hello, how you going?
Not bad.
And what's your name?
I'm Bradley.
Bradley, how you going, mate?
Not bad.
Bradley, let's have a look at your gizmo here.
Yeah, this is my killer beaver with his tongue, and all it's done is like actually just wired. Like
I've seen some killer beavers before as well. Yes, yes.
Oh, right. And yeah, just plaster and just you paint straight on and just cover it with some sort of wool or paint if you want. And that's
so was this actually, like we just seen Ashley's over there, originally a metal frame?
All out of metal and
Okay.
chicken wire and then plastered on so it molds easier, and then paint straight on or put wool, whatever you want on.
Fantastic. And what's this here we got here?
My barn that I made out of wood and the monsters.
Bring that around here if we can, just to show people. So you've got to have it where you can actually see inside, is that?
Yeah, oh yeah, you can if you want, but yeah, it's more easier, or it looks better presented. It looks like the monsters actually attacked the barn where it's supposed to come out of.
Took a bite out of it.
Yeah, took a bite out of it, and that's just done all the outside, and this is goop.
Now, Michelle said that you guys are all first-year foundation students. What does that mean?
Just an introductory course into art fundamentals, and just that's the start, and then you can go into other branches of interior design, or you can go into environmental design, or just the basic course of what arts you have to do.
So with this that you're learning here, what is the like the end result of the subject that you're learning? Is it just putting things together, or are you learning how to put things in proportion, or how does that work?
Basically just the start, the design, because we all have design books, just basically the design, the layout, the preparation, and the end result. Basically that's what we're doing.
Fantastic. Then you guys get to have a big bonfire at the end or something?
Light them all up, and then that's it. And then,
cool.
Yeah.
All right, and now if someone would like to know, thanks very much for that. Now if someone would like to know a bit more about what you guys are doing here and find out to get involved maybe themselves, is there a number they can call?
Yes, there is.
It's 9, and we'll give you the rest of that on the screen, because I seem to look like, oh shit, he just asked me one of those questions.
Yes, I can't remember the number, but yes, we do actually. The art department or the main office can direct people, but
it's the Midland TAFE, and what's the name of this course here?
Well, the main course here is the
Monsters and Goop course, if you'd like to get involved.
Well, this is the foundation course, and we also have the environmental advanced diploma course, which a lot of the students actually, and Peter Daly is the man in charge of that, and the man to speak to.
Yes.
The
Eagles are looking for some people to do some handballing, by the way.
No, it's true though. So I'm sorry, the question that you asked.
So they can get in touch with the Midland TAFE and ask to find out a bit about the art course here, foundation course.
Yes, and the diploma, advanced diploma in the environmental design course, which a lot of the students from the foundation move into.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so that's sort of, because this is really just to give them an idea of the different materials and how to use them, and a few basic skills.
Thus the wood and the metal and
That's right, yes.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for talking to us, because we really put you on the spot. I mean, we just walked in the room here and they were all doing it, and the room cleared as if, I don't know, Shadow came to a group of blowflies. They all just disappeared really quick.
Yes.
Okay, well, we're going to have a chat around the place. We'll see where we end up. But as you've seen with all these beautiful little creatures and all that, we also have a vet on our show. And he does all kinds of bits and pieces for us. And maybe he'll tell us how to defang this monster or something. Let's go. Oh, there's the artist there. We love it too, by the way. What's your name?
Pippa.
Pippa? Yeah. I love it. Fantastic. I just said before, I don't remember posing for it, but wonderful, wonderful stuff.
Thank you.
I see it's even got the big ass. Anyway, let's go and have a look with Doc Martin, All Creatures Grunt and Smelly.
Welcome to my practice. Before we start, a little trivia question for you. What television series has been on the last 40 years at one or another different networks? There has been at least 10 film versions of this particular series, and the lead actor has been played by 11 or 12 different actors, each of whom has been a female impersonator. I'll give you the answer to that at the end of this segment. Today I'm going to show you how to do a health check at home. This way you'll be able to look at your own pet and work out if they've got any health problems and keep them happy and healthy. Hopefully they won't have to pay a visit to their vet too soon. Now, with the help of my assistant Nadia, we'll bring Jack across. Jack is a beautiful looking little fella. He's a Jack Russell, and basically with any of these health checks I usually start at one end and work my way to the other. Now, starting off with his head, we'll look at first his ears, and it's just a matter of looking in there and across on this side there. And what I normally do is probably about twice a week, maybe sometimes just once a week, clean them out, and I usually use a tissue or a swab, and it's usually dry. If there is a particular problem, if there is an infection in that ear, then I'll actually use a product like Epiotic. I get a lot of questions from people asking if they can put an oil or alcohol or water down their ears to clean those ears, but I prefer a dry tissue or a product like Epiotic, which can be picked up from vets or from pet shops. Now I'll just get a swab tissue here. I usually just wrap a finger in and then using that just wipe in there, getting any kind of dirt and material there. That's a good fella. And we'll just turn around this side and we'll just wipe in there, and nice clean ears now. Then we look at the eyes, nice and clean and bright. If there's a discharge, then you can also use a tissue just to wipe it out. I don't use any salt water or anything like that, just a dry tissue is fine. Earlier in this series we covered dental health, and we had a look in the mouth. Again, just lift the lip. Here you can see there's a little tartar build up. Jack unfortunately hasn't been chewing his bones and really needs to start doing that. And while he's here, we just have a look down his throat and see everything's okay. Say ah, that's a good lad. Okay, working our way back from the head, we just have a good feel all over, feeling out for any lumps and bumps, anything that just feels a little bit abnormal. We check also his skin, looking through his fur, looking for any evidence of any parasite, anything like a flea, any kind of rash or problem there. And having seen he's in great shape other than losing a little bit of fur, we had a look down at his feet, and it looks like his nails aren't too bad, but I think we could do a little bit of a nail clip there just to take the sharp edge off those nails. When I'm doing nails, there are a number of different choices of nail clippers available. There are the guillotine clippers like this that are available from pet shops, and also the scissor action. I prefer the scissor action. I have more control with that. With these nails, Jack doesn't really need very much off there. He's got black nails. It's very hard to see where the quicks begin and end. With his nails, it's safe to cut in the white portion of his nail, but it's not safe to cut in the pink part. If I get into the pink part, that is where the nerves and also the blood vessels are. So when you're doing your dog's nails at home, they'll probably struggle as much as Jack does as well, but cut in the white, avoid the pink at all costs. So we just take the very tips off there. There we go. Look at that. That's okay. It's all right. With the dark nails, you just place it on the light nails there. Another way is also to actually lay the clippers parallel with the bottom of the nail. In that case, there is really nothing to come off that particular nail. And we'll finish off with this last one.
Jack. Good boy.
There we go. That's all. Right. Okay, well, Jack gets a clean bill of health. And if he has these regularly at home, you save the expense of coming to the vet, and perhaps we only need to see him once a year for his vaccinations. A lot of people ask me how to give tablets to dogs and cats. With a lot of the dogs and cats, they have worming on a regular basis or vitamin tablets, and with them, the way I normally give tablets to a dog, to avoid getting bitten, you tend to pinch the gums across, and that will stop Jack from biting me. Now that I've got him like that, I use in this case a biscuit and poke it right down his throat, past the point of no return, and down it goes. Right, Nadia, thank you. If you'd like to put Jack back, and I'll have a look at Beastie and worm him as well. Here we have Beastie. I think we've met before. Beastie's my cat, and much the same way that we examine Jack, we can do the same sort of things with Beastie. Now, I've already examined him previously, and so we're just going to give him a wormer to cover him for another 3 months. The way I give wormers to cats is I usually stroke the head back, and in doing so, get them in a headlock just behind the eyes, having full control over him. Now, if I bring his head up to the vertical, it opens his mouth, and then you can use gravity to do its job. And it's as easy as that. Okay, thank you, Nadia. Beastie can go. This week's email is from Edgar from Bayswater. Edgar writes that his dog is rubbing its bottom on the ground. It's dragging it about. He thought it was worms, and he went to the shopping centre and bought some wormers from the shopping centre, but he's still having problems, and he wonders what he can do. Well, Edgar, I'd check to see that the wormer that you bought covers tapeworm. A lot of the wormers that are available in the supermarket cover roundworm, hookworm and whipworm, but don't cover tapeworm. And of all the worms that actually cause problems with anal irritation, tapeworm is the one that causes the most problems. A number of different products are available. Dronset, Drontal, Papantal, all of these are very good tapewormers and can be used to get rid of tapeworm. A lot of anal irritation, however, is not caused by tapeworm, but caused by anal gland problems. Another cause of the anal irritation could well be its anal glands. Dogs have got these two little glands inside their bottom, and they, very much like the skunks, produce scent to mark their territories. In the wild, they'd be marking those territories all the time, or they'd be threatened by larger animals. In suburbia, the dogs and cats have very little in the way of threats. They have walls to mark their territories, and so a lot of these anal glands never really get used, and they accumulate material, and that material can cause a lot of irritation and may well be the cause of the anal gland irritation. These glands could very well be the cause of that anal irritation. My advice would be to make sure that you use a wormer that covers tapeworm, and if that still continues to be a problem, go to your local vet. He'll show you how to empty those anal glands and do them for you. I hope that answers your question. Now, as far as the trivia question that we had earlier, the answer to that was Lassie. Lassie was in fact played by a male dog in all of his or her appearances. Another little interesting fact to those of you who can remember Rin Tin Tin, that masculine male dog who went rushing around the fort, he was in fact a she as well. That's all from us for this week. Just remember, love your pets, look after them, remember they're a part of your family. Bye for now.
Yeah, well, thanks, Doc Martin, for all that. And don't forget, get your emails in if you'd like to find out more and about how to take care of your pets. All right, we'll be back after the break. Hi everyone, welcome back. Now originally we came out here just to have a chat with Hobart Brown about the big Rotary competitions coming up, but there's just so much talent here that we decided obviously to use this as the backdrop for the show. So it's all unplanned and whatever, and we bumped into some wonderful people, and I'm having a chat with another one right here named Kathy. Hi Kathy, how are you?
Fine, thank you, like the weather.
Fine like the weather. Beautiful and sunshine.
I reckon.
Now, Kathy, tell us a bit about your some of your art here, because these little goannas are just unbelievable. Are they goannas?
They're little lizards.
Yeah.
Goannas are quite big, like you and I.
I don't think they're as big as me, but still, yeah.
Yeah, but these little lizards, I just found that just boredom set in with me, and I had this bit of clay in my hand, and I thought, well, what can I do with this? So I squeezed it, and all of a sudden the head started popping out and the body started working in. So this is how the result came into it.
Really, just inspired? Just did it just like that? You didn't?
Added glue no pictures to copy from or anything like that. It just came through perfectly.
What wonderful talent you have. These are absolutely fantastic. Now, is this the early stage, like you take these on and actually paint them, or you leave them like they are?
Well, they've got to get glazed, painted, yeah, then they go back in the kiln, then they go out for exhibition next year.
Okay. And is that going to be here next year?
That's going to be right here at Midland TAFE.
Okay, because I think we're coming here on the 29th. I'll get that date and it'll be on the screen. I could easily be wrong, because they're actually going to do an exhibition for this year as well. So this will be the same thing, but next year.
Yes, that's right.
Now,
it'll be my 3rd year.
Yeah.
And that's my graduation year, where I finish up for the Certificate 3 with Aboriginal Divisional Arts.
Okay.
Divisional Arts.
Aboriginal Divisional Arts. That's say that when you've had a few bourbons. Now, tell us a bit about these here, and also you started off with these. Are there other sculptures you do as well?
Yeah, I did one with the bobtail. I've got orders, like commissions coming through on them, but next year they'll be on exhibition. A lot of my work so far has been people are wanting to buy, but I haven't got any price on it at the moment. I've got to negotiate with my lecturer, and that's about it.
So it's really just one of those things, because when you see them up close, as you're probably seeing them right now on camera, they're just wonderful. The detail you put into them and everything.
Yeah, well, I felt that they need to have some sort of character about them, and I really related to children, with the shyness towards strangers and everything like that, being interviewed like we're being interviewed.
Yeah, you're not shy. She told me off camera she's not shy.
Yeah, no, I'm not really shy, but deep down under I really am shy.
We're all the same.
We certainly are.
Now tell us a bit about these as well.
These ones here, they relate to my roots, my Aboriginal roots, like spiritual wise.
Yeah.
Where one stage in the mission, when I was in Roland's mission, I had a visit of a spiritual person,
yeah,
and that reflected with my grandmother.
Okay, yeah.
And since that, I never ever sort of had any more contact with her, so I'm putting it towards my art.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, no worries.
Fantastic. Well, we hope to catch up with Kathy hopefully next year and show you some of her other work, show you these when they're all finished, and show you some wonderful stuff. I keep getting the wind up there, but there's one more thing I really got to show you, is that Kathy's there's a story that goes along with this, and I'll let you explain it if you will.
This relates to the story that my mother told me about my oldest brother, that when he was born, he was carried around in a shoebox for approximately 3 months and nurtured and also wrapped in cotton wool. And this is the way it was in those days, you know, for our Aboriginal people, like having children being born in the bush and not in these really flash hospitals and flash beds. Yeah, so it was quite amazing, and I've always kept this within me, so now I've developed it into my artwork.
And this was to symbolise your brother, who also
deceased.
Deceased.
Yes.
Yeah. Fantastic. So obviously it's got a good story behind it too.
And it's going all the way to America.
Is it really?
Yeah, fantastic. So it's going over to the art gallery over there, and
I wish they could take the flies with them as well.
I reckon so, because I tell you, they're nearly going down my mouth with the talking I'm doing at the moment.
Right.
Anyway, balls and alls, we're for you.
Thank you. Thanks very much for that. And what beautiful artwork. She won't give me any numbers, because I know there's going to be thousands of you are going to want these, because they're just absolutely phenomenal. Just wish one could fit in my pocket. But anyway, thanks a lot for that, Kathy.
No worries, balls and all.
Balls and all. All right, well, we're going to go and have a look at a store, and I don't even know which one it is, so let's have a look. Hi, well, we're here in Geraldton. We've had a big response to our first show. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. And a lot of people were saying things like, look, well, you showed us a bit about Geraldton. How's the land prices and what's there if we want to maybe buy a holiday home or even come up and live? It's a great place, and we've certainly recommend it. So I caught up with Ian here. He's actually with Ray White Real Estate. They're all over the place. Hi, Ian. How you going?
Hi, Moose. Very glad to be here, and glad to see your team up here and finding out where God's country is.
Sure is. It's wonderful here. Beautiful place. Now, tell us a bit about, because it's such a beautiful place, people are saying, what's the prices of land here? And you tell me about some of the, let's say, some of the blocks where you can actually get ocean views. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, they're very affordable, Moose. Geraldton's built on a peninsula, as I explained to you just before we went to air, and it runs for 14 kilometres to the north as far as the Planning Commission will let you subdivide, and about the same way down the South Finger. So across there we can sell you at the top end at Drummond's Cove, which is a beautiful estate up there, which you'll probably show your viewers a bit of a look at it. There's a release there just coming on, 1,000 square metre blocks with 20 metre frontages. Their highest price there is 115. They're absolute to the water. I mean, you walk across the dunes, you don't get many where you can walk from your backyard across. And then if you go down the south side, down at Ocean Ridge, we can sell you 800, 900 square metre lots there with views like City Beach, like you'd never know, for 55,000. So there's a good mix, a good supply in Geraldton. We've sort of had it a bit quiet here for about the last 3 or 4 years, and supply is certainly well in excess of demand.
So a bit of a buyer's market at the moment?
It is a buyer's market and an investor's market, because with things...
Flies are free, by the way.
Oh, they are, yes, and they've had a real birthday. I think the wind's blowing the wrong way today. They're hanging around me, I don't know why.
No, it was me, it's
they... like with the things programmed here, the government is spending up pretty big with the port enhancement, the new removal of the railway line from the foreshore.
Yeah, that's something I always found funny. You got such a beautiful city, and then there's a railway, and then these wonderful beaches. You got to watch which way the train's going as you're crossing the road.
Well, it's that big word if the planners were around today, that were here when the sort of city sort of first started to take shape, we'd be a lot better off. But this present government and the government before them have recognised that we need to turn the town around, and I think there's really exciting things ahead for Geraldton. I've just come back from a trip down the southwest. I haven't seen anything that equals it. I'm a little bit biased though, Moose, how it works.
Why not? Now, what about just a normal house and block, like in the what I suppose you'd call it the suburbs, really? What kind of money are they selling for?
Well, the cheapest house you can buy in Geraldton would probably be around the 60,000, and you'd buy, look, that's what you get. You get a 3-bedroom framed home in a low socio-economic area, and then you move up to the middle range, 120. First home buyers can buy a block of land and build a house, and they can capitalise around the 120 to 130 mark, get a brand new home. They've got to do a bit of work with them, of course, and then your middle market ranges from the bottom of 150 to say 300.
I know. What about people wanting to say, I wouldn't mind buying a bit of land, so I want 5, 10, 20 hectares or something like that, or even bigger blocks. What kind of dough are they looking at, and how far away from Geraldton do they have to go?
Well, they all fit within that framework without a maximum of 14 kilometres out. You've got a place called Hill River, which nestles into the Chapman River. They're about 8 to 14 acres. You'd pay probably 85,000 on average for one of those beautiful blocks. Then you can go to another area called Eastland, which is the cheapest hectare, which is 2.4 acres. You'd pay just under 50,000 for that. Across the road, Deepdale, 55. Woori would be around the high 40s. Then you could go to a place called Park Falls, a brand new subdivision, 213 lifestyle lots, which are brought on with anticipation of the Oakajee Industrial Estate coming on. You'd probably pay mid-80s for those, and they're starting to move at this time. And probably down the Greenough River, if you go down, or Greenough Flats, there's blocks down there not serviced. When I say they've got roads and they've got electricity, but the water is there now, you could probably buy a 20-acre block there in the parameters of 80 to 120.
Fantastic.
So the values here, with an oversupply for market needs, the developers are crying out for some relief, I guess, and that's in the buyer's favour. Wonderful place to re-establish for lifestyle, and we're seeing a lot of people coming from the East Coast doing that, and certainly from the Perth market there's an opportunity there for them as well.
Fantastic. Well, that's just a little bit of an insight, a real quick glimpse, if you like, of prices and that. While here in Geraldton, you may have way too much money and decide you'd like to buy a second home here in Geraldton, traveling back and forth. And I'll tell you what, winters here are the go. Everyone tells me the best. We're actually here supposedly in the worst time. Winter's supposed to be the time to be here. Is that right?
Well, I would say autumn is the magical season when we have no wind and we have plenty of that fresh lobster that'll hit the plate, plenty of pristine seafood, and Moose, you've got to come back in autumn.
Sounds
and
good.
have a look at it. If you like it now, you'll absolutely love it in autumn.
Oh, I love it now as it is, so that's fantastic. And of course, Ray White, Ian's with Ray White. There's plenty of real estate. We're not trying to be biased or anything. Just Ian's been good enough to come out and show us, and he's brought heaps of brochures, and you would have seen some of the pictures while we've been chatting. So give anyone a call if you'd like to find out more, or the best thing, come up and have a bit of a look. Thanks, Ian.
Thank you, Moose, and you're more than welcome.
All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that story, and I have no idea which one it was, but I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm having a chat now. We're in another room here at the Midland TAFE. I'm talking to Gloria Egan. Hi, Gloria. How are you?
Hi.
Tell us a bit about your work here.
It's about stolen generation. I decided to do this as part of my healing process because I'm one of the children that have been removed. And by doing this, it's given me an opportunity to let people know that I've healed with the problems that happened to me.
Looked within and brought this out.
And I brought it all out, so I want people to see it.
Now it's actually
a story.
12 different bricks, all carved. So is it a story you can tell us?
The story begins with the family in the first one here trying to get up to the rest of the tribal families, and the second one is where the hands is part of the pulling and removing the children, so the hands are coming down closer and the parents are trying to get away. This one here is where they've grabbed the children, so they're ripping them from the parents' arms, and the circle represents safety and home with the rest of the family, so it's a whole story of children.
Coming from and then getting back
ends
to.
Up there.
You've met all your family again?
Most of them, but I'm doing this for myself, so I really wanted to let people know what it was like.
So you've been through the traumatic time and whatever. Yeah. There was good and bad in the whole lot?
It's not bad. It's there's a lot of happiness in it. A few of my art pieces that I've done, I've got happy pieces and sad pieces in it.
Yeah, because it's one of those things. It's hard for people like me to understand about the whole situation. You don't know the whole story and everything. You've been there. You know the story, and you're going through this as a healing process. You say. So have you managed to catch up with all your family? And
yes, most of my family I'm with. So we're trying to get together now and heal ourselves all together. So
that's fantastic. Now this is something that's going to be on exhibition on the
29th of this month, and it's on a Friday night, and it starts at 4:30 onwards. So it's an exhibition with the Aboriginal visual arts students and the environmental students.
And if you'd like to know more about that, contact them here at the Midland TAFE. Which room or which area is it going to be in, do you know?
In the art gallery down in the bottom there. Everything will be shown there. We're using two rooms, 2 studio rooms there for it.
Fantastic. We're going to try to make it, but if not, you at least come down and have a look. It's looks like going to be a great display, and you'll be able to see some of Gloria's work here, as well as many other Aboriginal artists.
Two Aboriginal, and the others are the environmental students. So there's about 8 of us that are doing it.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Now we're still here in the art department, and I'm having a chat with Chris Middleton. Hi Chris, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Tell us a little bit about some of your stuff you're doing here.
Mine, I'm experimenting, so using a lot of different techniques and using lusters at the moment, trying to get different colours.
Because let's have a look at the one you're doing here. You're actually putting on, you told me a bit...
Mother of pearl luster on that one.
And that makes it all real shiny, and that still has to be fired as well.
Yep, still has to go back for firing, that's correct, yep.
Good, because I don't remember posing for this one either, but that's another bad hair day, that one.
Bad hair day? Yep.
Yeah, that's being me, no brains. What made you decide on doing something like this?
I just like experimenting, so I just like to try and do lots of different things.
Good, and this one here?
One's based on Lady of the Lake, so mystical. That's sort
Okay,
of
the sword, yeah.
That's the lake, and Excalibur, Lady of the Lake, yeah.
Beautiful. And where were these going to end up when you're done with them?
Not sure yet. Somewhere,
the lounge room getting some
maybe.
sunlight.
Yeah, probably.
Beautiful. Thanks for talking to us, Chris. Now we're going to go over here and have a chat with a lady who's carving out her pregnant daughter.
Not actually my daughter. It's just that Marnie's pregnant, so I'm doing a pregnant lady because I'm rather delighted with the whole occupation.
A pregnant lady she's putting together here.
Yeah.
And someone's got 3 more weeks or something, you said, to go?
Yeah, 3 weeks to go.
3 weeks to go. Fantastic. Now, don't forget, here at the Midland TAFE, they do all kinds of things, and I'm sure there's TAFEs all over the place, but here, as you've seen, there's a fantastic art section here. They have mechanics, welding, all kinds of stuff happening here, and maybe you can be like Chris if you come down here and do some beautiful sculptures here, your own designs. All these little circles, they actually were carved out, or did you make them individually?
Individually, rolled up clay and put it all together in a ball shape, yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks for that. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this show. As I say, we originally just popped out to say good day to Hobart Brown and talk about the Rotary Challenge that's happening. That should be on the screen now. That's going to happen in February. But don't forget, the 29th, they're going to be having the big display here. You should come and have a look. It's going to be fantastic. All right, everyone, thanks for watching, and we're going to be back with more again, as we always say, next week. Don't forget, this show is going to be repeated Saturday at 2, and we'll catch you next week. Thanks for watching.
Balls would like to thank the following.